unrecognizable Pepe Correa training. The Hatchet Man is entering the arena out of Ohio. Very tough competitor, shrewd and calculating in the ring.
He's a straightforward fighter with a great defense and a lot of experience.
Yeah, but Lucia, take a look at this guy. He obviously doesn't look too confident, and I can see why. Chris's fighter, Mr. Payne's got a reputation for hurting people in the ring.
Like to press the action, keep coming, because in this weight division, if you don't, you're done. Work the jab, and boom, you're done. I love to fight so much, I fight for free. When it's all said and done, I'll be the one at the top.
Here he is, Mr. Payne. He's got the jungle print robe, style, and a vicious attitude. Man, he's looking good.
He may have a lot of style, but what he's lacking is power. He's the type of fighter who has to be a crafty fighter in the ring in order to win.
Yeah, well, he's brash, he's confident, he's been working at Chris's state-of-the-art training facility, so he knows that he's definitely ready to go. Now, what this guy needs to do is get into the ring and take over.
They call me Andreek Payne, Mr. Payne, because I administer pain. 3 minutes each round, I will be pounding, 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 pounding until they submit. The bigger they are, the harder they will fall. Plain and simple. These guys don't have a chance in hell. I will win. I will stand above all. On top is where you'll find me.
Crowd is ready for this Thunderbox battle. The Hatchet Man to your left, Mr. Payne to your right. Mr. Payne also an exotic dancer in his spare time.
Yeah, how did you know that? Did you know that from some of your spare time, Larry?
No, not really, Ricky. I just read it off your sheet right there.
Well, I thought Mr. Payne had a couple dollar bills in his shorts that had your name on it, but that's another story entirely.
Ricky, you're just jealous. He has a great body.
No, I'm just jealous because Larry never gives me any dollar bills, always nickels.
Here, take a 5, Ricky. Here we go, round 1 underway. The Hatchet Man in black, Mr. Payne in blue. Black and blue in the ring tonight in Thunderbox. See the jab by the Hatchet Man. Working the jab. Neither man really working up a sweat so far. Both men kind of cold to start this fight.
Mr. Payne going up a little bit in weight. He used to fight in the light heavyweight division, so he's kind of bulked up a little bit.
Janine, your fighter, the Hatchet Man, seems to be setting the pace for this round. Is this part of his strategy?
Absolutely. He's going to keep giving it to Mr. Payne's body and cut off the ring.
Thank you, Janine.
Little tie up there.
Hatchet Man looks really relaxed and Mr. Payne looks very tense.
Hatchet Man's trainer, Pepe Correa, formerly in the camp of Sugar Ray Leonard, trying to pass his knowledge on to the Hatchet Man. Mr. Payne inside, misses with a shot. Hatchet Man counters with a right hand. Good stiff jab by the Hatchet Man. Both men kind of leery to tie up right now.
After that spectacular entrance, your fighter, Mr. Payne, seems to have cooled down a bit.
He's just feeling the Hatchet Man out. I think he's got this fight well in hand.
That's about all he's got.
He watches too many movies.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Hatchet Man looks like a boxer, so that might be trouble for Mr. Payne.
Little uppercut snuck in there by Mr. Payne. The jab by the Hatchet Man, a weapon that he's trying to establish early, Lucia. Body shot by Mr. Payne. Counter left hand by the Hatchet Man. Left hand by Mr. Payne just misses. The jab comes up short.
Again, I always keep a look on the eyes. And you look at the eyes of the Hatchet Man, he looks like he's throwing them out and knows where the next one's going to be. Mr. Payne, eyes kind of wandering around. I think that means he's already getting a little bit tired.
As the tail of the tape told us, they're even in height, but the Hatchet Man has a 5-inch reach advantage.
Can't see that from here, Larry. It's very hard to see the reach advantage. It's the nice jab, nice movement, a little stiff, but looks okay.
Mr. Payne trying to drop down low, look for an opening. Closing seconds of round one. These two fighters getting acquainted in round one. Will the action intensify in round two? We're going to find out. The Hatchet Man out of Ohio. Janine, very happy so far with the performance of the Hatchet Man, looking for him to go to the body. Round one, kind of a slow round in terms of Thunderbox standards, where aggression is the rule of the land.
One of the reasons that I am such a big fan of Thunderbox, was a fan of Thunderbox before I even came to Thunderbox, because you've got the best of the best, the baddest of the baddest. We're talking some great heavyweight fighting.
I'm Larry the Legend Michael with the champ herself, Lucia Riker, the queen of boxing, and Double R, Ricky Rackman.
Mr. Payne seems to have taken this fight up a notch. Was that in the plans?
Absolutely. He's got the best strength and conditioning trainers that money can buy. He's well prepared for this fight.
Mr. Payne's got that left hand dangerously low, Lucia. Look at how low he carries that left hand.
He likes it.
But the right hand of the Hatchet Man is ready to chop right on his chin.
I like my left hand low, though. As long as you pull up that chin, it's not a problem. Oh, I mean, pull up that shoulder. You should come back with that left hook.
There's that right hand I talked about from the Hatchet Man. Scores with the jab, so you say the reach advantage in round one wasn't a factor. If he gets that jab going, Double R, it will be a factor.
You know what, Mr. Payne, he got hit with one of those jabs, and it looks like he knows it. It looks like he knows he's pissed. So when you start going down in the points, you start taking a few more chances.
Good clubbing left hand by the Hatchet Man. Gets a rise out of Mr. Payne.
I wonder if that landed on his glove, though.
Sounded solid. Definitely Mr. Payne throwing a few more punches here as a result of that right hand by the Hatchet Man.
Do you see how loose the Hatchet Man is and how stiff Mr. Payne is? I wonder if it comes from weight training.
Mr. Payne seems to be taking the fight to your guy. Any concerns?
Absolutely not. My fighter is by far the tougher man. It doesn't matter how much money Chrissy spends on training Mr. Payne. In the end, the Hatchet Man will win.
Thank you, Janine.
1 minute to go in round two. In the Thunderbox Arena, it's the Hatchet Man in the black against Mr. Payne in the blue trunks with the black trim.
You know, Chrissy told me earlier that they've spent a lot of time training Mr. Payne. He definitely looks like he's in shape, but as far as aggression, I'd have to give to the Hatchet Man in round two.
Looks to me like Mr. Payne is running out of steam. He does not cause any pain in the ring.
Maybe he likes pain. Who knows?
Mr.
There's
Payne.
a very thin line between pain and pleasure. I want you to know that right now.
Yeah, one of those boxers that really likes getting hit in the face a lot of times. You don't see many of those.
Takes three to land one. Too bad he's not landing one. He's just taking the three.
Mr. Payne is really doing his best to show some boxing skills.
There's an overhand right by Mr. Payne that Lucia was talking about. Hatchet Man methodically punching away, chopping away at the body of Mr. Payne here in Thunderbox. Mr. Payne seems to be having some abdominal pain there, Double R.
It's from doing those damn sit-up type of things, you know? All those guys with their nice abs and stuff, you shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff because it hurts. That's why I just don't do it, as you can tell.
I saw him eating sushi this afternoon. Do you think it's coming back to haunt him, Lucia?
Well, when you're nervous, your stomach doesn't work as good. So sometimes it just comes up during the fight.
Well, I hope it doesn't come up during the fight, or we're going to have a mess on the Thunderbox canvas. Round three underway in this Thunderbox battle, the Hatchet Man and Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne showing some of his dancing skills right now, dancing around the ring. Getting a little tip here and there from the Hatchet Man.
Ricky, it's okay that you don't have a body like that.
Yeah, I'm really jealous. I wish I was in the ring getting pounded by the Hatchet Man.
At least he goes in the ring, you know. He steps through the ropes and does it.
Now, you two, settle down, settle down. We've got a fight in the ring right now. We don't need one ringside.
I'd rather be out of the ring and say I'm a good fighter than be in the ring and prove that I'm not.
See, Mr. Payne just avoiding pain at all costs. I don't blame him, but he's not doing anything aggressively, Lucia.
No, I don't think he has enough experience to really fight this fight. He just has that jab, and that's about it. Nice movement, nice body.
Both of these guys, however, are knockout artists. 3/4 of their fights have been knockouts.
Yeah, but you don't know their opponents. I mean, you can knock out any stiff.
There seems to be a little showboating going on in the ring.
Well, if you've got it, flaunt it. And take my word for it, Mr. Payne has it.
Telling it like it is. The queen of all boxing, and boy, you are looking especially nice tonight, Lucia.
Thank you very much, Larry.
I gotta tell you the truth.
You're always so complimentary of me. Thank you very much.
I gotta tell you the truth. Just one day, Lucia, you never know.
I'd also like to take this opportunity that I think that I am looking extremely nice this evening as well.
Okay, Ricky.
He stuck out his tongue, man. What was that for?
I don't know. I'm trying to draw the ire of the Hatchet Man. Mr. Payne. Big right hand, best punch of the fight. But the Hatchet Man right back. Shakes his head no. I don't think it hurt him. I think it caught him off balance.
First, Mr. Payne clowns it up by sticking at his tongue. Then he rocks your fighter with a solid punch. What's going on out there?
A bunch of BS, that's what. One lucky punch, and all those crazy ring antics won't help him a bit.
Back to the fight.
It's a very competitive fight here tonight on Thunderbox. Mr. Payne going to the body. Really has not gone to the body much at all in this fight. The jab by the Hatchet Man comes up short. Combination by Mr. Payne.
But to be honest, neither fighter looks very exhausted. They're both following up. They'll throw out a good left, come back with a nice hook.
This fight is scheduled for 6 rounds. Approaching the midway point of this Thunderbox battle. Mr. Payne looking very tired, barely keeping his arms up. Watch for the Hatchet Man to turn it up down the stretch. End of 3 rounds here at Thunderbox.
Thunderbox rock. Are you concerned that the Hatchet Man is throwing more punches than Mr. Payne?
Not at all. Those punches aren't even hurting him.
Action from round 3. Welcome back to Thunderbox. Larry the Legend Michael. There's this tongue being stuck out.
I understand the chicks dig that when he's working, but in the ring, I wouldn't stick the tongue out.
And there's that right hand. It did score.
You ever see anybody lose a tongue in a ring?
Sure, it's happened. I've never seen it.
That's what the bucket's for.
No, but maybe outside the ring, Ricky.
Yes.
I've seen people lose their tongue.
Oh, Lucia, Lucia. We'll get into that a little bit later. The instructions in the corner of Mr. Payne. Wants him to stay away from the jab. Pepe Correa in the corner of the Hatchet Man. Round 4 getting set to begin. Larry Michael with Double R Ricky Rackman and the queen of boxing Lucia Riker. And the referee wants the corner to be mopped up there, Ricky. There we go. Action resumes here. This fight has settled into a pattern, Lucia, with the Hatchet Man moving in, continuing to move forward, and Mr. Payne looking to counter and get an angle on the Hatchet Man.
You know what? It looks like Mr. Payne's starting to clown around, and at the position that he's in right now, I don't think he needs to do that. He's letting his hands drop. He's sort of trying to, mock him, clown around, and it doesn't look like he's got that much to back it up.
Big right hand by the Hatchet Man
Oh,
scores.
you know what?
I mean, I think he might have loosened a tooth with that shot. Mr. Payne just working the body. Not a lot of power behind those punches.
He needs more experience. He has a nice style, but he doesn't have the experience that the Hatchet Man has.
Continues to circle towards the left, towards the right hand of the Hatchet Man. That might be bad strategy for Mr. Payne. Needs to get away from that right hand.
I would like the Hatchet Man to cut up the ring and just set it up and finish it.
Body shot by Mr. Payne off the arm, partially deflected by the Hatchet Man.
Oh.
Nice stiff combination by the Hatchet Man. Mr. Payne sneaks in a shot. Left hand by the Hatchet Man and a right hand by the Hatchet Man. There's some swelling under the left eye now of Mr. Payne. The jab really becoming a factor here in this fight for the Hatchet Man.
There's some blood from Mr. Payne's nose. Is that an indication that the Hatchet Man is in control again?
Control again? He's been dominating this whole fight. Only thing he has to do now is finish him off.
Well, there you have it.
That's why he's got that nickname, is because he feels pain so much.
He is feeling some pain. You know, Chrissy got him a really nice fur robe for good luck. But maybe he'll be able to use that fur robe maybe in exotic dancing.
He keeps jabbing, he keeps coming back. You know, he tries hard. He might not have the skill, but he does the best he can.
He's staying active, but the punches really are no factor on the Hatchet Man, who continues to move forward methodically.
You know, it's a term that's used a lot, but I think it really applies to the Thunderbox fighters, is they do have a lot of heart, is that they do give it their all and they keep on fighting.
You've got to be concerned about the blood coming from your fighter's nose.
Sure, I'm concerned, but I think we're going to win this fight tonight. And next week, my fighter's going to humiliate Janine Spider. Again.
Right now, the Hatchet Man looking very strong against Mr. Payne.
The Hatchet Man looks strong, but my eye goes to Mr. Payne because he gives more show.
I mean, look at the Hatchet Man. You gotta watch your eyes. He looks mean.
Good strong right hand to close round 4 for the Hatchet Man.
Mr. Payne continues to clown around in the ring. Is that distracting to your fighter?
Well, of course it is. It's all those low-life tactics that Chrissy has her fighters do. Well, he's going to stick that little tongue out of his, and he's going to get cracked. And when he does, it's going to be a whole new world of trouble.
Sounds like you're looking forward to it.
Looking back at action, a good strong right hand on the cross, and he followed it up. The Hatchet Man scoring big points, in the clowning of Mr. Payne just showing frustration. If he put a little more energy into fighting and less in clowning, maybe he'd be a little more competitive in this fight.
Hey, it's all about entertainment, so the clowning is part of the show.
And wouldn't it be entertaining to see him just fall back?
We might see that. You never know. Lightning could strike here in Thunderbox.
I don't know. It seems to me that the Hatchet Man has really taken this fight. He's been the aggressor almost every single round. And even though Mr. Payne's dancing around, you know, mocking him a little bit, the Hatchet Man just keeps on coming back. Bam, bam, bam.
Still, the Hatchet Man has not been able to finish the fight.
Overhand right by the Hatchet Man. This is round 5, scheduled for 6 here in Thunderbox. Again, Mr. Payne sticks out his tongue, does it again. Better keep that tongue in his mouth. He's not Michael Jordan, for crying out loud. Lucia, what's going through Mr. Payne's mind? He's getting tattooed by the jab of the Hatchet Man, and he keeps on mocking him. Why doesn't he fight?
He's just surviving. He gives all he has. He doesn't have a lot. He's not as experienced as the Hatchet Man.
Mr. Payne just rocked your fighter, the Hatchet Man, with the best punch of the night.
No, it was definitely a lucky punch. It didn't even faze the Hatchet Man.
Well, back to the fight.
A lot of blood now from the nose of Mr. Payne. He's tasting his own blood right now. Have you ever been cut in the ring, Lucia?
No, thank God. Yeah, well, under my eye once, but not above my eye.
Strong left hand by the Hatchet Man. Showing a little fatigue right now, both fighters. Right hand by Mr. Payne. One of the few punches that has connected. Trying to time a counter with the right hand. Mr. Payne comes up short that time.
Ooh, double. Twice that right hand he landed it.
Hatchet Man doing the timing right now on the chin. Playing chin music on Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne keeps coming.
Little clash of heads there.
He should come back with that left hook. Boom, right with that left hook and turn it over.
Other other than sticking his tongue out tonight, Mr. Payne hasn't done much.
I disagree. Mr. Payne was an underdog coming into this fight, and all the experts said that he'd be knocked out, and he's still standing. Just surviving the full 6 will be a moral victory.
The one thing I do have to give it up for Mr. Payne is he's got a veritable plethora. I mean, sometimes it's a hook, sometimes it's an uppercut, sometimes it's a jab, and I like that. I like to see a bunch of different punches being thrown.
Oh, you like him now, huh?
No, I just said I like the punches. I still think it's Hatchet Man's fight.
Double R showing the depth of his vocabulary here at Thunderbox.
Well, it's written down right on the paper, so it was pretty easy there.
Okay. Double R showing his ability to read here tonight at Thunderbox. Closing moments of round 5. Rather even round 5. I thought Mr. Payne came back somewhat. 3 minutes to go in this Thunderbox battle.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mandy Moore, and Thunderbox rocks.
Action from round 5. There it is, the clowning that we've talked about so often. 6th and final round. Who do you have winning this fight, Lucia?
The Hatchet Man, obviously.
Hatchet Man has really dominated the action offensively. Mr. Payne has had a few moments, but not many.
He hasn't been able to really hurt Mr. Payne, though.
Oh, but look at that. See, he comes back with some good combinations, but, you know, they're not really connecting.
Well, I don't know where you're looking at, but...
I'm talking about Payne.
Yeah, he's landing them on the body.
The legs of Mr. Payne are beginning to deceive him, but he's trying to put on an assault here in the final round. See the legs of Mr. Payne. He's not moving anymore.
He's going toe-to-toe. He's going to give it all he has.
He's taking a lot of punishment.
The Hatchet Man is well ahead on points. Do you think Chrissy will consider this a moral victory if Mr. Payne survives the final round?
Who cares what she thinks? The fact is, unless Mr. Payne scores a knockout, which he doesn't have the power to do, Chrissy goes home a loser.
Thank you, Janine.
The Hatchet Man with a right hand and a left. Mr. Payne's got to get off those ropes. Big right hand scores by the Hatchet Man, catching Mr. Payne coming in.
Obviously, Mr. Payne starting to look a little weary as we get towards the ending of the 6th round.
Eating that jab and a right hand to follow by the Hatchet Man. Hatchet Man wanting to finish this fight impressively.
Your fighter seems like he's just trying to hold on instead of going for a quick KO.
Well, he's giving us everything he's got. I'm completely satisfied with what he's doing in there.
Missing with the left hand, the Hatchet Man. Now they tie up 1 minute to go in this 6th and final round.
Still, I like the movement of Mr. Payne, though.
Combination by Mr. Payne, counter right hand by the Hatchet Man.
Both threw good jabs just there.
Mr. Payne is so open, I wonder why the Hatchet Man is not hurting him.
I think the Hatchet Man beginning to show some serious signs of fatigue here as the final round winds down. Mr. Payne has a hold of the left hand of the Hatchet Man.
Okay, when we've got 30 seconds left in the last round, I think both guys know, you know what, it might be able to go either way, so I'm really looking for a knockdown.
I don't think that Mr. Payne can catch up with Mr. Hatchet.
No.
Corners imploring their fighters to pour it on in the final seconds of this Thunderbox battle.
They're giving it all.
Well, look at Mr. Payne. He is giving it his all. He is exhausted. Same goes for the Hatchet Man. Great competitive fight tonight here at Thunderbox, right down to the final bell. What'd you think of that fight, Lucia?
I enjoyed it. I think the Hatchet Man won close, but still, I thought Mr. Payne gave a great show.
You know, I don't know if there were any rounds you really gave to Mr. Payne at all. When you look at all 6 rounds, I would say that it did look like that Hatchet Man was the dominator through all 6 rounds.
Later tonight, the feud between Blaze and Nariah turns up a notch as Blaze puts Hunt's championship on the line against Nariah's upstart challenger, the Pitbull. Can Nariah's fighter give her the ultimate revenge, or will she suffer yet another humiliation at the hands of Blaze and her dynamic champion? We'll find out later tonight on Thunderbox. No knockout in this fight, but it would appear that the Hatchet is victorious. Let's get the official word.
The winner, by unanimous decision, Charles Buddy Hatcher, the Hatchet Man.
Let's see what the manager, Janine, has to say. She's standing by with Krista Campbell.
It was a good fight, but are you satisfied with the victory?
Well, yeah, I am, but I would have preferred a knockout, but a win is a win, and Chrissy is a loser again. And next week, the Hammer will have 10 rounds to knock out the boss.
Thank you, Janine. A hard loss here tonight, Chrissy. And next week it's scheduled for 10. The boss is going to have to be ready for a long night.
Don't worry about the boss. He'll be ready. And as for tonight, Mr. Payne didn't go down. And in my book, that's a victory.